Hello and welcome to a Business Minute with Lily Lopez, presented by the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today we're at the Capitol with a very good friend of mine, Congressman Diaz-Balart. I was a volunteer at his campaign when he started, when you ran for state representative.
So we're talking many years ago. Let's not go back there. Yes.
And you were one of the, you're really impressive. Your record speaks for itself.
Really, thank you.
So thank you for your time. And actually we're here for the grand opening and the ribbon cutting of FIU. Their big office, and that has a ventanita with a cafecito, which that caught my eye and I loved it. And but you spoke very well, and I wanted to highlight with our viewers what you said about social mobility, that it only happens in the United States. So just expand a little bit on that.
Thank you, but first thank you for what you do, day in, day out. I mean, you have been a pillar of our community for such a long time.
Thank
Not
you.
that I don't want to age ourselves.
No,
but,
exactly.
But,
no.
For months, you've been a pillar for months. There you go. But look, no, I mean, first place, FIU is such a special place.
Yes, it is.
And it plays such a pivotal role. And what I mentioned today in the opening of the new FIU office in Washington, D.C.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Is that one of the things that we take for granted in the United States, that is an American phenomenon, is social mobility. In the United States, your background, your economic, what your parents, your grandparents did, we don't even take that in consideration.
Exactly.
This is a country that if you're willing to work hard, you can achieve any dream. And that is not a phenomenon of democracies. That's a phenomenon of the United States of America. Because even in Europe, the great democracies in Europe, let me tell you, if your great-grandfather was, a shoe shiner, honorable, obviously that's an honorable thing to do, chances are that the great-grandchildren are going to be doing the same thing. And here we don't think in those terms.
Right.
And the reason we don't think in those terms is because here social mobility is commonplace.
Yes, it is.
And that's an American phenomenon.
And I love, because what you said is something that is so real, and we don't think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, people here could start, they come from Latin America or whatever, you're cleaning houses, and then eventually you can even become a medical doctor.
That's right.
You could open your own practice.
That's right.
And that doesn't happen, like you say, in other democracies
in
the world. It doesn't.
I mean, it happens from time to time.
It could happen,
but that's the exception. And here, here it is the rule. It's how we assume that, right?
It is the rule.
Yeah. But Lily, who used to tell me this all the time are my European.
Of course,
European colleagues,
European,
members of European Parliament, state parliaments, would tell me, do you realize that? Do you realize that you have this very strange thing that happens in the United States? And they would tell me that is so rare in Europe.
Yes,
which is that social mobility.
And I could give an example. I have some friends in Spain, and they work, this and that, engineer, but you know that if you don't come from a family that has money, you don't have what they have. So they inherit from the grandparents a villa, they have a condominium, but it's inherited.
Right.
It's not a result of their being professionals. So even if you're a professional in Europe and Latin America, doesn't mean that you're going to be like any regular citizen here that really wants to work. Work, study, and you do what you can do here in the United States, whatever you want to do.
This is the most amazing country in the history of
humanity. It is so amazing.
And we can always, obviously, tweak and improve, but we should never lose perspective, is that we are so blessed to live in the most amazing country in the history of humanity.
Yes. And recently I was asked to speak at an event about an organization that's national, provides scholarships to African Americans in the healthcare field. And it was so touching that there's this gentleman, he started as a security guard, and suddenly he was at hospital, and he told the surgeon, may I shadow you? And he shadowed him, and then he got the scholarship. And not only does he have an MBA, but he's a medical doctor. Yeah. So there's no limit in the United States if you really want to study.
If you're willing to work,
we're willing to work
hard. We're willing to work hard and risk it.
And risk it, exactly.
Yeah.
And you have to do it. You have to sacrifice yourself. And that's a message to all the younger generations. It's very important, because I know a lot of people now like to work from home. And I say that in Miami, don't work from home, because when it comes to getting another position, if your boss doesn't see you, that position may not go to a minority.
Right? Those sayings that are in every language.
That position may not come to you. They may do a national search, and we don't want that because we're 70% Hispanic. So anyway, Mario, thank you for your valuable time.
Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by.
Yes, absolutely. We're here at the Capitol and very happy. And the weather's lovely. So thank you.
And we even have a demonstration. So but that's part of the beauty, right?
Part of the beauty.
Is that here you can demonstrate, you can speak your mind, and
they're playing a violin, and we have music, a musical background. So thank you all for tuning in to another episode of A Business Minute with Lily Lopez, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.